Hello and happy Monday. I hope you guys are all doing well. I had a great getaway. I haven't been with you for a few days because I went to Okoboji, Iowa for a great crafting and fun getaway. So, got caught up on lots of cards, a lot of them for you for placing orders. So that was fun. And it's just really good to be back in the swing of things and creating again live for you. So I kind of feel like the more caught up I am, the more inspiring I can be with creativity for you guys too. Hi Rosina, hi Julie. And so with that, I'm going to kick off another virtual party. So this party is for Dawn Quam. Hi Lois, and Dawn is a crafting friend of mine. She was a pastor in the area and has moved away, but we keep in touch, and a lot of you know her if you've been to my stamp camps and such too. So kind of fun sometimes for some of you that have been to a lot of my stamp camps to bring in a familiar name and that with my virtual hostesses. And even if you aren't or think people don't know you, can still be one of my virtual hostesses, so that is great. So I'm kicking off today with Dawn's card number 1 of 3, and that is going to be this card today. Oh, got lots of sunshine in my craft room, so when I get it turned around, you'll be able to see the verse on there a little bit better. So I'm using free products today, and everybody loves free products. So the stamp set and the pretty paper are going to both be from the celebration brochure. So let me get started with that here and get my camera turned around. So that will give you a better view. Let me get it down one more notch. There we go. And then you can see my workspace a little bit better and even the card a little bit better too. So this is the Pretty Flower and Field Designer Series paper. And then here's the sentiment there. If things really do get better with age, then you're approaching perfection. How cute is that? Okay, so I am using today the Approaching Perfection stamp set. And this is a cling stamp set, so it's going to have the red rubber cling there, and that is from the Celebration brochure, if you like to follow along where I get my things, and that is page 6. So lots of fun birthday sentiments in there, and I'll be using some more for the inside of the card too. And then if I flip over just a couple of pages to page 10, then I will show you that paper too. I'm just going to get my iPad moved over, so if you guys have questions or comments, I will see those. So yeah, so both of these are free with a $50 purchase. So if you have a long list, then you're like, oh, I can get either one big celebration item or both of these 2 freebies here. So I have been using different ones here. So today I'm using this fun, pretty paper. And with this, if you have lots of ribbon in your stash, it was hard for me to almost narrow down like what kind of ribbon do I want to use, because white would really pop with this, the petal pink, anything pink, yellows, greens, and such. And so I'm going with a Just Jade ribbon. Later I'll show you that. Hi Connie, hi Gretchen, hi Kelly. So some of these you might have seen from other designs that I've done. So if you're like, oh yeah, that did look familiar and such, then you'll know. So I'm always trying to pick a different one so that you'll have a different idea out of your paper pack if this is one that you're getting too. So like I said, free is good. Having ideas how to use that free product is even better. So that's what I'm here for today. Alrighty. So let me get started with this pretty quick and simple layout for a card. And you can see my host code there. And as always, once I finish posting posting the video, then I'll go ahead and post the still shot of this card with all the supplies used to make it, as well as the host code so that you'll know how to get cards if you order too. So hello, Amy. With that, today I'm using a card base that is the Just Jade color. So that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm folding it this way. So that is good to go. And then I'm just taking my next 2 top layers, the card that will go on the card base, and that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then the pretty paper I trimmed down 3.75 by 5. So that's how that is. So I'm ready to stamp, and I'm going to pull out my Just Jade ink pad here and open that up. And with that, then I'll just stamp out that sentiment. If things really do get better with age, then you're approaching perfection. And I'll just center that on a piece of some white cardstock here, like so. And I love the font of that perfection. It's easy to read, it's nice and big, so I like that. And I'm normally not drawn to the green colors that Stampin' Up! Carries, but I just love how the green pops with this pretty paper too. So it made me go, you know, let's go for green today, because I did have a lot of choices. So maybe next time I use this paper, I'll use something different too. Hello, Laura. Okay, so the dies that I'm using today are from the Stitch So Sweetly die collection, and I'm using 2 of the scallop kind of rectangle looking ones, and they're stitched. So if you have this collection and go, ooh, I kind of want to make a card, or which dies did she use, you can see that there's 2 smaller ones that I didn't use and 2 larger ones. So the 2 that I'm using are the 2 middle ones in there. So that'll help you if you kind of want measurements and such to know which ones I'm using. Hi, Joyce. So the smaller I'll use first. I'm just going to run that through here. And I don't want to cut off any of my letters on perfection there. The P and the F get a little long, but I always have to remember that my die kind of covers it up even if it doesn't cut it off. So I think we'll be fine. So I'm going to run that through like so. And with that, I have that. I can just pull that out and look at that cute little stitched edge there with that. I'll set that one aside, and then I'm going to use that wonderful paper saving technique. So I'm going to use the next size of my framelit here. And then this is going to be, like I said, that kind of a layer that goes in between the pretty paper and my card base. And since it's only going to be showing kind of on my card around this outside, this black layer, I'm going to take and just sneak this here over the middle of that and run that through, because nobody's going to see the middle of that layer of your card. Hi, Wendy. Okay, so then that pops right out of there, and we still have, you know, that whole edge that's going to show, and nobody sees that. So got that. Oops. Okay, I'm just going to set that aside, and then it's time to assemble, which is always the most fun part. Okay, so I'm just going to take this pretty paper here and use my adhesive. Oops, get that going a little bit. I can see where it's going to start. Yeah, this hand doesn't, my left hand doesn't work the best yet. Friday, guys, Friday I'm having surgery. So I will hopefully after that start my recovery to a brand new person through a brand new wrist. No, it won't be a brand new wrist, but it'll just feel better, I hope. Okay, so I've got that. Putting it on there, and then that covers up that hole, like I said, there. And then before I put this on my card base, I'm going to pull out some of the Just Jade ribbon. So once again, that color is Just Jade, and then it is in the collection of the 2020-2022 in color ribbons. So all of the new 5 colors of In Colors have ribbon that coordinate. And so got this, and this is really easy to tie. It's a nice fabric for that. So I'm just going to wrap that around my card base like so, and then just give that a knot like so, and that'll lay a little bit nicer too when we get the sentiment. The sentiment actually covers up a lot of the ribbon, but it's just kind of nice to have this sticking out there too. Okay, so now this is ready to put on my card base. So I'll just run that adhesive along the back side of this like so. And then that goes on there like so. And then I wanted to kind of do a double pop up of the, like this popped up on the black and the black popped up on the card. But then I'm always afraid that I'm going to have to put more postage on it, or even worse yet, the person getting the card might have to pay for more postage because it got a little bit more expensive. So I'm just going to put adhesive to put this on the black. And I thought it was more important to put my dimensionals on the black so that it can kind of just ride over and leave this kind of as a tunnel. So if I put dimensionals on all four corners, let's see, get those dimensionals going. Got a brand new sheet here, mostly because not all of my supplies are unpacked from my fun crafting weekend, but most of them are. That's why I kind of felt ready to go, because kind of like starting with a new slate after using up things. Okay, so then putting the four corners on it allows for this to kind of be a tunnel for the ribbon to just go through. Not that this ribbon is bulky, but it just helps so that it doesn't want to wobble or teeter-totter on there. And then we have this ribbon that's going to frame that. Actually, this looks just a little bit longer on the top than it does on the bottom. So I'm going to give that an extra snip there, like so that it's even. And then I wanted to make sure it was scooted over. Oh, it looks a little crooked too. My goodness. Must be Monday. You guys know me, I love Mondays. Okay, so I just want to make sure that it's scooted over enough so that you can see some of that pretty paper on the edge too, so that it's not scooted all the way to cover that up. I want that to show as well. So basically that is how that front is going to look like that. But then, you know me, I like to do something fun in the inside and add an embellishment on the outside. So let's do that quick. And for the inside, I'm going to just take some white cardstock cut 4 by 5 1/4. Hi there, Cassie. And from that same stamp set, Approaching Perfection, there's 2 sentiments in there, so I just went ahead and mounted them both on the same acrylic block, so it makes for less chance of getting them uneven if one goes one way and one goes another. If they're both on the same stamp, at least they'll both be crooked. No, hopefully they'll both be straight. So it says, so what if you're a year older? You're fabulous. Happy birthday. So that I'm just going to ink up in my Just Jade ink, just like the front color is, like so. And then in that stamp set 2, Approaching Perfection, there is a skinny little balloon. So this one I barely tap on my ink pad, and I just give it a really gentle push onto my cardstock because it's so skinny. A lot of times those are the ones that we can easily kind of shake or rock on there and get those extra lines, and we don't want that at all. So we have that, and that one turned out really good actually. So that I'm just going to tape down, oops, 2. I don't want that extra dimensional sticker top on there. Don't need that. And just do that. That's ready to go in the inside, and then I can embellish the front. So for the embellishment that I'm choosing for the front today, no shock, since I'm using some in colors, I'm going to pull out the 2020, 2022 in color enamel dots. And so there too, it has all the 5 colors, just like there's 5 different colors of ribbon, 5 new in colors, and I'm going to go right for the Just Jade enamel dots of those too. So with my Take Your Pick tool, I'm just gonna kind of put one here and one here, so I kind of have a little diagonal look there, and I like the uneven number. So for that third one, I'm going to get that off my sheet and put that down in the opposite corner there, just to tie that in. So it's not really blingy, it just kind of coordinates with the colors that I'm using, adds a subtle embellishment, but I just think it adds that special touch. So there's the card there, and in the inside, and it's made already. So that is it for Dawn's first card out of her 3 for her virtual stamp party. So today I've kind of got a treat for you. Because of my upcoming surgery on Friday, I still have Stamp Camp projects to get to, and I've been blessed with such great hostesses stepping up this month, and mostly because of celebrations. That makes a difference. So in a couple hours, I am going to come back with another card. So in the meantime, I will upload this card that I just did, like I said, with all the supplies used and Dawn's host code, and then look for me in a couple hours to do another Facebook Live, and that creation will go towards the January Stamp Camp collection that I'm building to get to 10 before the end of the month, hopefully. So feel free to watch this on replay if you're just joining in, and that's the joy of Facebook Live. You can watch them anytime when you have time. So see you guys later. Thanks for joining in. Bye-bye.